In this video, I am going to show you how to escape against every killer, very easy and dead by daylight. If you're not a very good runner against getting chased by killers, or you're having a tough time with getting generators done, I am going to show you how to deal with those things easier so you can have a chance of escaping every single killer very easy. Alright, so you can see I've entered the match. When you do enter the match, find a generator and start repairing it right away to get a good beginning. When the killer finds you but from afar, the best thing to do is run straight away from it, so that you can have more distance. And it's very good, including going against a legion, because if you don't pay attention to either looking where the killer is or listening how tense the tear radius is, you'll be more likely to get injured when the killer is chasing you. So pay attention. But when the killer is undetectable when you're on a generator, try your best to pay attention to where he or she is, including the doors. Never repair the generator without paying attention unless you know the killer is chasing somebody else. Now if the killer is following you and you're running away, don't just wait into a good spot for the killer to come over to you so that you can do something to outrun them, because the killer has less time to deal with it. But if you are running away from the killer from a long distance, the best thing to do is keep running away without vaulting a window or dropping a pallet unless the killer is getting close to you. When the killer is close to you, you can start finding the closest pallet or a window to elude or stun the killer. Remain vigilant. If you're going against ranged killers, like Huntress for example, pay attention to her hatchets because she might throw them to you from a long distance. And also, if you are paying attention to her but not watching where you're going, you could run into something that blocks you so the killer can catch up to you. Make sure you take seconds to look back and forth to where you're going and where the killer is, to make sure you're good. This is all the best thing to do because it's a waste of time for the killer, and the longer the chase, the more time your allies will have to work on generators. Okay, now that you've learned that, it's time to teach you how to loop the killer. Skip to the time frame if you already know how to loop. Alright, so in a chase, when you see a pallet in your eyes, go straight to it or around it. But reminder, if you're going straight to it, don't drop it immediately, because it will be faster to run out of pallets in the match for the killer to easily get you. And never wait for the killer to get you if you're near a pallet also. Both of those things will get you a better chance of getting hit faster. If you are going straight through it, instead, loop around the circle as many times as you can. Same thing with going around it when you're about to start looping, but do this as many times as you can to waste the killer's time, and pay attention looking at the killer while you're looping. Here's why you need to do that. There are two warning things you need to know. Number 1, if you're not paying attention while you are looping the killer, you might not notice that the killer might go to the other way while you are continuing to head the way you are going to, and you will get hit. So you need to go to the opposite direction of where the killer is going around the loop. Number 2, when the killer is close to you, start dropping the pallet, because if you don't drop it soon, the killer might reach you, so keep that in mind. One last thing about looping, when you start to drop the pallet in a loop, the killer might mind game it. That means keep going around. So the best thing to do is when you see the killer as far as possible from you, run away from the loop. If going against a trapper while looping, sometimes you might put bear traps in your pallets. If so, leave the loop. Remain vigilant. If you face a legion, it's able to vault pallets too, just like survivors if it has its frenzy. So the best thing to do is trying to go dodge his slice in a basic way, so that you can have some time to create more distance, find another pallet or window. If you face a Huntress during a loop, don't drop the pallet when you see she's gonna start throwing the hatchet at you, because the hatchet still goes over the pallet and might hit you. Always pay attention to the Huntress's hatchet, including in a loop. Same thing with Executioner. If he is about to use his punishment of the damned, don't drop the pallet, instead try looping it again so you have more time to dodge it with a higher chance. Do the exact same thing as Executioner if you're going against a nemesis. If you're looping the killer that has a wall in the way that you can't see the killer, the best thing to do is stand in a small spot unless you can see the killer heading your way. Also, avoid a loop if the circle is too small. unless you can only use it to block the killer. Even when it mind games the loop, run the opposite of the killer, okay? This is how a loop should be. When you're done with that loop, try to find another one, or try to find some windows to elude the killer. If you can stun him right in the perfect timing, you are in a good spot. Now it's time to teach you how to be an epic window vaulter. Okay, so windows are usually for eluding killers by quickly vaulting through windows, and I am going to show you how to become a more safe vaulter. First off, I want to teach you how to vault windows when near walls. First, when you're looping around the killer and the killer is close to you, don't vault the window because he's more likely to get you. Only vault it when the killer is a little bit from afar, by faking the window. Always vault windows to elude killers when the killer can't get to you. But beware of some ranged killers just like last time, their powers can go through the window, so the best thing to do is either go to the left or right when the killer is about to use their power on you so that you can have a higher chance of dodging it. Alright, now it is time to know some of the best objective time limits. Never leave the generator unless the killer is about to chase you, that you know that a survivor is going to be saved by someone else on the hook, or you see some of the killer's belongings that you want to get rid of. If you want to risk saving a hooked survivor, try paying attention to where the killer went, so that you'll unhook the survivor safely. After that, you will have the 3 options that's best for you. Number 1, heal the survivor immediately. 2, find a safe spot immediately to heal to save time to repair the generator. And 3, if the survivor doesn't want to be healed or plan to be healed later, then go back to the generator. Those options are the best thing to do after you unhook a survivor safely. If you want to hope for the best by trying to escape every killer as you can, never unhook a survivor when the killer sees you unless that survivor is in the second hook state, because if you do unhook a survivor that's hooked the first time, that's bad, because you'll get your hook state more quickly if you do. Instead, continue to go through obstacles when you see them, but if the survivor is hooked a second time and you focus on surviving yourself, then help might not arrive in time. That survivor might have their fate be sealed. So instead, unhook that survivor when it has its second hook state. That's the best thing to do even when the killer sees you and it's about to get you. Now, if you don't want to save a person that's hooked, that is okay, because you don't know if your allies are coming to get that person or not. But when the hooked survivor is almost about to go into their second hook state, then that is probably the best time to go save that person, unless you see another person is trying to get them too. When that does happen, go back to the generator. Always go save the person when one person is in a chase and the other person is working on a generator, because that feels like teamwork and not a waste of time. Now, one last tip before I end the video: you can risk yourself blinding the killer with flashlights or stunning the killer with a pallet to waste the killer's time. You can use perks to help the basics out, and watch out for the killer's powers when you're trying to do the best things. Alright, thank you for watching. Now you'll know that you'll try to be a very good survivor player. By learning, you'll get better and better. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.